Live across sport, wherever you're watching us from, on GTV Ghana, on Facebook, GTV channel 278, on X, we're streaming as well, and on YouTube at the GBC Ghana. I am Malti Tisaida Sadek. This conversation is about keeping it safe during the festive season. As Ghanaians prepare to travel, celebrate, and reconnect during the festive season, one issue continues to, cast a long shadow: road accidents. December consistently records a spike in crashes, injuries and fatalities driven by heavy traffic, speeding, fatigue, drink driving, and poor road conditions. So today we examine the state of road safety in the festive season, the trends, the risk factors, and the measures needed to save lives. Beyond statistics, that is about behavior enforcement and responsibility. What must change to ensure that the celebrations do not end in tragedy? Nobody wants to go and celebrate Christmas and end up without a limb. This morning, the gentlemen to do justice to this are the Chief Superintendent Alexander Kwekwo-Bing, his Director of Education. Chief Superintendent, good morning. Welcome to the show. Great to have you back.
God bless you.
Okay. Henry Asimenu is Deputy Director Planning and Programs at the NTTD as well. Mr. Asimenu, good morning.
Good morning. I'm with the National Road Safety Authority.
Road Safety Authority. Thank you for that correction. Welcome to the program. I'll begin with you, Chief Superintendent. December, I'm seeing the statistics, and it's, as usual, 2024 compared to 2025, there's been a spike. Tell us how the year looks like for you in terms of fatalities, accidents, compliance with regulations. All
right, thank you very much. Merry Christmas to you, and elated and supporting Ghana to deliver this service we are about to. And then to my co-panelists, Henry, how are you? We should celebrate a day like this because we've come far. Having said that, we can also not pause to reflect on the road safety challenges that confront us as a country. And the question has come at the right time that if you look in, it's up to maybe October, but because of police responsiveness and the fact that we act on our feet to deal with issues that are occurring, we always have capacity to gather information on the trends by day and weeks and months and cumulatively. So up to October, particularly reported cases to us, across the country in our 25 police regions, and the routes and the vehicles involved have also increased, and the casualties, particularly those who are injured, is in the region of over 15,000, and those who are killed is in the region of 2,600, which is about 18% over the same period last year. So, of course, it communicates something clearly to us that there is a persistent road safety problem that is perplexing. It calls for more that over time we begin to also, and therefore is the reason why currently across the country police have shifted more to proactive policing, where we are engaging our community members on why these crashes are surging and what caused it, and the need to self-protect and ensure that corporately we also support one another with public engagement, awareness creation, and then public education on the many clients and customers of police in all the police 25 regions, and then the towns and communities and roads and junctions. And it's also the reason why currently during rush hours you see traffic police spread across. Junctions are being taken over by police officer, not allowing the traffic lights to work during the evening to their dormitory areas, and peri-urban areas, so that there will be a peace on the road.
So I see that last year, January to December, 2,494, and you did lots of work last year, or was there something that was lacking last year as compared to this year? Because you're seeing a spike this year after all the work that was done last year. What was the challenge?
When we are doing this analysis, we look at the trends. First of all, generally, there's vehicle ownership in terms of an increase, and two, let's span across Ghana. You observe that it looks as if all the routes are undergoing re-engineering, and these routes are spines that allows Ghanaians to engage in both diurnal and nocturnal journeys. And we've ever recorded headlong collision as a result of those who are engaging either excessive speeding above the limit or unlawfully overtaking in columns, or when they are fatigued or macro sleeping, engaging headlong collisions. That is also increasing casualties in terms of a single crash. And therefore the single carriages that we've had over the years has not been helping, and this year it has come home to roost to a very large extent. And I'm not surprised that dual carriages with accesses and footbridges and all that. And we also have also seen the impact of motorcycles. If you look at the data of the 22,000 plus vehicles between January and November, we have about 9,000 being private vehicles, so about 7,000 are cycle. And I've mentioned that about 2,600 Ghanaians have been killed. Out of that, about 1,200 were sustained these fatalities as a result of motorcycle-related injuries. And it clearly also tells you how the motorcycle is impacting on our lives. And also, again, I'm not surprised that government policies have shifted all of a sudden from prohibiting motorcycle to be used for carrying fare-paying passengers now to permitting same and to put in policies that will ensure safety. And all these are issues for us, so that a year by now, when we are here, we will not be talking about these scary spikes.
And you talk about the footbridges that have been springing up, as well as the infrastructure for the routes itself. And I see that in 2024, 2,208 knockdowns, pedestrian knockdowns. That's slightly increased from January to November in 2025 to about 3,300 and so. So a slight increase, but still there. What's the challenge? They are not using the footbridges?
Well, first of all, on this one, let me take this opportunity to also commend La Quantanine, the assembly in Medina. And they are doing something that is worthy of emulation by the road engineer. Ensure that the central reservation are secured, barricaded, to ensure that pedestrians are guided to use the existing footbridges that are there. We've ever been struggling with such a issue of jaywalking that has led to a lot of knockdowns. And I'm not surprised once again that many of roads that are coming and other interventions. Currently we have steel bridges, about 14 that are being constructed by the state across the country. And even on the N1 between Cape Coast and Takrady, the 78-kilometer stretch, within the next 2 years, we are expecting about 13 footbridges dotted on that stretch up to Takrady. And all these are meant that we need to increase our sensitization capacity, our awareness creation capacity in the schools and everywhere, and in the media space and the social media, among others, to engage the Gen Zs and then the young ones, among others, that one of the safest places to use is our pedestrian walkways and our level crossing point, be it Pelican and Zebra, and not being attentive, holding devices, mobile phones, and Facebooking, live streaming, and doing a manner of things, and drivers are also not engaging in safe speed but excessive above the limit, has led to vehicle pedestrian conflict that has led to some of these deaths and all that.
Right.
And these are all guides for us as we move into this season and beyond. Absolutely.
I just want to put out some of the data before I come to you, Mr. Asumeni, on what road safety is doing in this regard. From 2024 January to December, as I mentioned, 2,494 is the national reported cases for road traffic deaths. That's for January in 2024. In 2024, same January to June, mid-year, reported crashes were 6,653, and deaths out of that was 1,237. 2025 January to June, same time, mid-year, 1,504, and a 21.6% rise versus January to June in 2024. So this is for 2025 by a slight increase or an increase. Mr. Asumeni will tell us how slight or how serious this is. For 9,626 reported fatalities, 1,937, and for injuries, 10,957. And for fatalities, I do know that it is injuries and deaths combined. So the total casualties for that is 12,894. That's for 2025 January to August. So that's past mid-year. This is what the statistics looked like. For 2025 January to November, which is almost 10, and that's the breakdown, 7,532. And January to November 2024 had 21,167 change. And January to November 2024, you had 2,256 compared to this year. So this year went up by over 400 more deaths. That's 2,673. That gave the 18.5% increase. And the persons injured for January to November this year, 15,173. And January to November last year was 14,358, so a 5.7 increase there. Pedestrian knockdowns, as I mentioned earlier, on 2,312 for this year. And January to November, same time last year, 2,208, and a 4.7% increase. I also see that it says that, at a total of 13,320 road traffic crashes reported from January to November this year alone. The cases involved, or the crashes involved, 22,532 vehicles of all categories, that's the private, commercial, motorbike, cycles, and 17,846 casualties, 2,673 fatalities or deaths, and 15,173 injuries. So many, we have countries, I think I know Sweden and others, that will report 10, 15 accidents on their streets. Deaths are very minimal. Fatalities very minimal. We've come a long way in all of the campaigns of road safety, don't drink and drive, and all of that. Road infrastructure, we're trying to boost that. We're trying to diversify our transport systems. What are we not doing right? Well, we've seen these numbers, very scary numbers. I think it's this year that we've seen children even drive cars. We saw the accident of a renowned pastor where his son knocked down some young girls. Very, very sad tragedies that we have seen.
Thank you very much. And I would also like to wish our viewers and everybody here Merry Christmas. Yes, it is true that we have recorded increases in all parameters when it comes to road safety situation. This year, when it comes to road safety, hasn't been a good year. And anytime we talk about the road safety situation, there are three factors that come to play. That is the human factor, the vehicle factor, and then the road factor. Over the years, as Chief Super was trying to explain, we are trying to improve the roads. We want to make our roads wider. We want to... I would also say that some of the vehicles that are coming to town now are more improved when it comes to the safety conditions of these roads. The third factor is the human being, me and you, who use the vehicles. And most of the time psychologists say that sometimes when we get these improved roads, we get these improved vehicles, we tend to throw caution away. And it's a fact, because when you are using a very good road and in a very good car, you tend to speed. But if you are driving on a bad road or a bad car, you know your car has some faults, you don't speed a lot.
You are more careful.
You are more careful. We need to tackle the human being, the road user. And that is where I would also commend most of the media houses, one of them being GBC, for the type of road safety sensitizations that you do receive.
Okay.
And I would like to commend you. So we need to intensify this, such that it will drum onto the minds of people. As soon as I sit into the car, I remember Sadiq saying, you need to buckle up, even before you move the car. Most of the times you hear people say, oh, where I'm going is not very far. But so far as the vehicle is moving, you need to buckle up. You'll be on a motorbike, excuse me, this one for ladies, you don't want to wear the helmet because it would spoil your hair. But a spoiled hair is better than a spoiled head.
Cracked.
Yeah, let me put it that way. So we need to tackle this human factor, and that is what Chief said. They are trying to improve a lot of things. They are bringing police friendliness onto the roads. I'm sure you've accosted some police people who would just ask you, oh, where are you heading to? Okay, drive safely, and educate you on some road safety tips on the roads.
I saw one beautiful video of one officer doing that, yes.
So if you look at it, then it means that as road safety practitioners, we want to move away from the harsh every time enforcing rules to advising. Although we know people already know, because it's assumed that so far as you are driving, you know the rules of the road.
Mr. Sumeni, we've been advising. You've been advising for years.
Yes.
Is it not time for disciplinary measures? They catch you, hey, park. You pay a fine. You go. Should we still be talking to people about? So you are complaining of bad roads, and government brings in initiatives. There are good roads. You have a good car, and you're still overspeeding, and you still need to be talked to.
Okay, so I was trying to build a point. The first point is trying to advise the person, trying to sensitize the person, putting the person into a place where he is aware. You create the awareness, so that if you go into enforcement and you're even arresting the person understands that I didn't do this right. That is why I am being arrested. So you have to put some friendliness into enforcement to get people to change their behavior, and that is what the enforcement agencies are doing, which I commend them for it. As road users, yes, we mentioned about the construction on our roads, which in the near future will be very beneficial. But as the constructions are going on now, we should have patience when we are using the roads. I used the Tema motorway over the weekend. I hadn't used it for some time. So over the weekend, it was a Sunday, and I was stuck in traffic for like 10, 15 minutes. I was like, today to motorway on a day like this. But it is for our own good, because the construction that is being done, so that some years to come, we won't be in that traffic.
Right.
So although I spent that 15 minutes, I understood, because it is something that would help me. But under normal circumstances, as human beings, our psychology is such that 15 minutes traffic that I was in, I want to make it. So as soon as I get out of these construction zones and I get a smooth road, I know I have a deficit of some 15 minutes that I want to break it. So I end up speeding. But as we say, when you do that, you are putting yourself at risk. And we should also understand most of us on the roads are the breadwinners, because those who don't really go to town do not depend on you. Yeah. That is for their livelihood. Also think of people who admire you, people who see you as role models. Speeding. I'm sure Sadiq will say, Henry. You see, so let us think of that way, that people admire us, people look up to us, people do the things we do.
Okay.
So being stuck in traffic does not give you the right to speed.
Okay.
And I always say that sometimes it is better to even be late because you don't know what was ahead of you.
Right.
I had a friend who was driving to Takoradi one evening, and you know this police patrol team. So he got to a patrol team, and they didn't detain him, but they delayed him because they were talking to him, asking, "Did you show me this? What is this? What is that? What is that? What is that?" Mm-hmm. And he didn't like it, but when now he moved, he didn't move for long, and then he met some people, and they said no. They said that the police had not delayed him,
he would have
passed.
Driven into that robbery.
So sometimes these traffic delays that we find ourselves, sometimes it's God talking to us that please, you just hold on a little, just on 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, sometimes an hour. Yes, we understand. Like now, when you are using the Cape Coast Road, you can be in traffic for an hour, but it also tells you something that, please, now when you are going to Takoradi, instead of planning for 5 hours, do not plan for 5 hours. So if you need to get to Takoradi by morning, go the day before.
Okay.
Don't move. Those times we used to move, let's say 4 a.m., 5 a.m. because the road was okay, we could get there. You don't do that now because you don't know the conditions. Every day you pass there, the conditions are changing.
We take all this into consideration.
Work is going on.
Now, during this festive season, there are a lot of foreigners or diasporans in our midst. What is the attempt to educate them on how they use our roads, safety? Because where they come from, we like to believe that in the West, compliance is non-negotiable. But when they come here, the buggers are in town, and that's when you're hearing the revving of the cars, boom, boom, and all of that. And all of this is worrying.
Okay, maybe I'll let enforcement take this one.
Chief Superintendent.
Well, I think that when it comes to road user behavior, whether the person is a motorist or a vehicle occupant, otherwise called a passenger or pedestrian, since 1963 to thereabout, UN has come with standardized convention that ensures that all member country residents conform and for us to interact uniformly from the Occident to the Orient and then to the North and South poles. And therefore, it's the reason why when you look at our road traffic regulation 142, 143 down to 148, there are such conventions that have been ratified in our road law, and that is what is also inculcated in those who are vehicle owners, who are driver license holders, and who are also residents, who are occupants of vehicles or potential or prospective passengers and pedestrians. And it cuts across globe. And so it's not about able to light or come out of the lighter or the aeroplane and come out of the port and enter our road space, and then you come up with a different set of behavior. No, it's never done. So the law sees it that way, and the reason why road safety subsists, and the reason why a lot of materials are out there, a lot of materials for schools and everywhere, and even in currently. And so a driver that comes here doesn't just come and drive. He must have a driving license that is recognized by this republic. Okay. And therefore, he doesn't use foreign driver's license here. He used the Republic of Ghana's driver's license, unless he comes under the UN driving permit convention. And therefore, he can come with it. And then, or if he's a Ghanaian, and then his license will be converted, among others, to use the road as any other driver or as a passenger and all that. So it's not about where you are from. It's about, are you permitted to use that vehicle? Is your vehicle in transit? Is the vehicle in circulation? Are you licensed to also use that vehicle in this republic? That's all that about. And therefore, if those are in do not comply, then they will also be treated like how some nationals have been treated within this year, where for not complying and exhibiting dangerous behavior in terms of vehicle use or in-traffic behavior, or lack of maintenance of their vehicle, among others, were sent to court. And about 350 have been convicted, with 12 in jail. And so these are all part of the sensitization package that we are sharing with our road users. And the road users we are looking, it doesn't matter whether you are in transit or you are in any foreign country and you are visiting
coming to tour,
that's what you call it. It's not about that. It's that you are a road user, and you're supposed to comply to self-protect and to corporately assist us to also protect all others, because Guyana, our 1992 Republican Constitution, has an object that is responsibility to protect, which has also been subsumed under the Police Service Act for police officers everywhere within this republic, to ensure that we put in measures to protect life and property. And that's why in every public setting, otherwise called public place, where all have equal access in terms of safety, we have to behave responsibly, even with the use of vehicle and the use of the road.
Now, I'm sure, Chief Superintendent, you've had the opportunity to travel or to see what happens in the West. Progressively, what are some of the ways that we can help our system or adapt? I know that Dr. Nkrumah said we should find African solutions to African problems, and so maybe what's happening here may be different from there. But
well, given the road safety problem that confronts Ghana and therefore UN, it confronts all of us globally. That without doing much, by close of this year, about 1.2 million are going to die within the UN member countries.
That's a projected
yes,
figure.
It is that. And so until 2011, Ghana has ratified the National Road Safety Strategy 2, 3, 4. Now we are in 4. And under the SDG 2021 to 2030, the second decade of road safety has come up with a global road safety plan. Within it, Ghana is supposed to be guided by the safe system approach that has some strategies that is we are supposed to be guided. And I'm not surprised that within it you are looking at safe speeds and roads. And again, you are looking at safe roads, so safer roads and road sites, and safer vehicles and safer road users and all that. And these are guide to us.
That is the case where the roads become better and people abuse it. And
I'm saying that when the roads are better, maybe in my lifetime I'm going to see it now. I'm going to see it now. Because the best is not the best reference you made. You have not seen it here. And that's why UN says that the roads should be safer, and then the road sides should be safer. And I'm not surprised that currently we have a lead advocate in the person of Honorable Godwin Abuja, the road engineer,
Minister of Roads,
the lead, superintended by our president, with a national policy, a complete paradigm shift to the best practice. What you are advocating for, that dedicate purposive money annually and inject it in the road space. Because when you are able to do that, you'll be able to arrest a lot of human behavior that have impact on our crash data. And at our assets, I have hope, because next year the narrative will change. Why? Because I've seen the actuals, because road safety is also about investments. That I've seen under the big push, it has been injected to the extent that the road network from Elubo to Aflau through Accra, contractors are all over, dualizing it, providing access. That's why I mentioned that on the 78 kilometers road from Cape Coast on the N1 to Takoradi, 3 contractors are there. Within short time, get it done, good roads, and all those roads have access. That 2 lane go dual carriage with access lanes, and then 13, for example, 4 bridges on that stretch. It tells us of something. And when I turn my eye on the N2, and I see all the way to Sokode, I see many contractors on it, dualizing it. And at the same time, when I see on the N12, in the enclave of Suyan and Wenchi, and all the samples and all that, I've seen the contractors are there particularly the N12 from Hwidium all the way to Atronia, Suyan, all the way, being dualized. Okay? And then we see the N6, for example. We have the best practice. That's the way forward. What do you say? And I see actual injection of money to ensure that apart from the subsisting trunk will be dualized from Sound and Nkrumah Circuit to Swami Runabout, we also see that a new expressway akin to the 18 or the 36 kilometer stretch from the Tema to Malam being extended from Insawam through Adeso, Asamankasi, and then through Odan, through Kokotiti for to Kuntunasi by the Lake Posumchi to Kumasi, reducing the existing stretch from 170 kilometers to 180, allowing Ghanaians to use a lane expressway, dual carriage, with access and interchanges. That will eliminate, first of all, black spots. That's the first point. Two, will minimize head-on collision. You roll to the what you call recoverable side, and you are safe. And also, when you sleep, there's no head-on collision and all that. And these are also best practice. In addition to what you mentioned about vehicles that are coming out, they look a bit safer. All that requires of us. Also, is that you see what is in my hand. What is that? Well, this is the one best investment that police administration has made.
The one you're on the billboard with the eye.
Yes, that very soon is in terms of enforcement to support the safety size 1,000 times. If you don't have stringent enforcement, you seem not to achieve much. Somebody will also say, road safety sensitization, education, awareness creation, without supporting it with robust enforcement is entertainment. And that's why police has made, or the state has made strenuous investment and building police capacity with automated system.
The digital system has really helped,
which has come and a bill tested, awaiting the road traffic regulation, which the act has been passed. We are waiting for the airline first quarter next year, so that we roll out systems that will bring on road space unattended cameras. Some are on tripods, some are on poles, and some are in vehicle, and police officers carrying scanners to ensure that if you don't comply, you will be forthcoming, even when police is not present.
All the evidence
will combine, and the effect will be high compliance and deterrence. And when you see that, you begin to see human behavior being controlled. So that many of the, even you see the crashes you mentioned, that human beings, road and vehicle, the human being accounts for almost 90% of the crashes. So we begin to arrest the behavior, speeding behavior, lack of maintenance vehicle behavior, licensing behavior, registration behavior, insurance behavior, in-traffic behavior, non-wearing of helmet, non-wearing of seatbelt, non-wearing of strapping of children with child restraint, and alcoholism and drug use, among others. Immediately, you begin to see the environment calming down, and people conforming. And these are the best practices that I see Ghana preparing itself to into the year coming.
Okay, we have to wrap up, Mr. Sumini. What are your final words on road safety? I know you've been doing a lot of engagements with also the long-distance vehicle owners, the commercial ones and the private ones.
Yes, so as this Yuletide approaches, we know a lot of people will be traveling. As I said, for the past 2 weeks, we've seen a lot of traffic in town. This morning, I passed through Circle just to monitor how traffic was, and you see a lot of buses that are moving. Kumasi, Tamale, Takrady, everywhere. People are going for Christmas festivities. I would say, as we are all going about our duty, the rules and regulations, we should be safe on the road. If we are using a bus too, we should ensure that the drivers do not speed. So, there's this campaign that we rolled out some years back, which is still in force. We say speak up. That is, as a passenger, when you're in a vehicle and somebody, the driver is not driving well, speak up. Please tell the driver, inform the driver, please slow down.
Right.
Please do not do this. And
speak up.
Yes, and as I always say, it is better to be late than to be called the late, or to be patient than to be a patient at the hospital.
Absolutely. Thank you. Chief Superintendent, I'll leave you the last word.
Oh, I think police our Father Christmas has to do with public engagement, and sensitization is ongoing. We have deployed ourselves across the all police jurisdictional roads that are receiving heavy traffic, and we are overruling red lights. Be patient and enjoy the Christmas together. However, let's admonish vehicle owners to maintain their vehicle, hand it over to safer drivers. And drivers, when you get a vehicle, in traffic behavior, we want the best so that you serve Ghanaian community members who have hired you and are paying you handsomely to move them from one end to the other. To do that, you must always drive with safe speeds.
Absolutely.
And motorcycle riders should wear their helmets and ensure that they don't run red light and don't drive on the wrong side of the road, particularly facing oncoming vehicles and pedestrians. When you are light, please walk on the left and always look left and right before you cross. And cross our safe crossing points.
Okay.
And
thank you so much.
As we celebrate, please let us not drink and drive.
Let us not drink and drive is the word out there. Roads, vehicles, and human behavior is what we are arresting, and the eye is watching you, Chief Superintendent. You're seeing him on the campaign. That's it for the Keeping It Safe this festive season road safety conversation. Chief